everyone, today's video is a very quick one about seborrheic dermatitis, or more commonly known as cradle cap. We see this all the time in infants, not typically newborns, but not older children either. Sort of the first several months of life, it's relatively common. It looks like these yellow, scaly, waxy plaques on the baby's scalp. And this is one of those things where if the baby's still completely bald, it's kind of nice because we can put some oils on there and scrub it gently, but it really shows up when the baby's bald. If the baby has a lot of hair, it makes it harder to treat, but then nobody can really see it because it's under there, but you know it's there. So it's just this little conglomeration on the surface of the skin from sebaceous glands and this waxy, scaly, yucky, yellow, greasy looking stuff. The natural inclination is to sort of pick at it, and in some ways that's okay if it's pre-softened with some oil treatments, but you don't want to too aggressively pick at it, of course. So let me tell you what you can do that usually helps every time. First of all, your baby in the infancy stage really doesn't need a bath every single day. So a lot of times you can do these measures just with the baby's bath, which is only 2 to 3 times a week typically. So if your baby has lots of these little yellow, scaly, waxy plaques, you can massage in olive oil or coconut oil and let it stay on the scalp a few minutes to soften these little scaly areas. Then you can gently loosen the scale with your fingernails, with a baby toothbrush or a baby hairbrush, just to loosen the scales. It'll look a little crazy then because all these scales will be stuck in your baby's hair. It looks funny. But then you're going to shampoo the hair when you give the baby its bath. So you put the baby in the baby bathtub, you get the hair wet. This is after you've done the oil and the loosening of the scale. And then you shampoo in Selsun Blue or selenium sulfide, and you let it sit on these little areas while you finish the rest of the bath and then come back and rinse it out. Now, the use of selenium sulfide is slightly controversial. Most of us have done this for years, but there are some studies that say ketoconazole, which is an antifungal shampoo and is also available over the counter, is even more effective. Of course, neither of these would you want to get into the baby's eyes, so be careful with that. Well, then after you rinse it out and you finish the bath, you get the baby out of the tub, pat it dry. Then you can massage in some hydrocortisone cream, 1% hydrocortisone cream. And you're only going to be doing this a few times a week, so it's really very safe to do that. Now, other nights when the baby's not getting a bath, you can still gently loosen the scale. You can still apply some oil and things like that to soften the scale and then loosen it. But most of the time, we just do the oil right before the shampoo to get the oil out and to get the scale out. This is one of those things that's chronic, much like eczema, in that it will flare up and look really bad. You'll do these little measures, the oil, the loosen, the shampoo, the hydrocortisone cream 2 to 3 times a week, and it'll get completely better and you think you've conquered it. But no, it can return later. So it doesn't mean that you're dirty. It doesn't mean that your baby has a disease. It's a common chronic condition in infants. So I hope these quick tips will help you make it look a little bit better. And none of this should harm the baby or be painful to the baby. The rash itself, the cradle cap, does not hurt the baby, and probably, as best we can tell, does not itch, or really doesn't bother them whatsoever. It just bothers us because it looks so bad. So oil, loosen, shampoo, hydrocortisone. Hope this helps. Thanks.